This is Mo Murphy from ClarkeCountySports.com. We're here at Millbrook Stadium in Winchester, Virginia for tonight's ClarkeCountySports.com Game of the Week. Tonight, your Clarke County Eagles travel just about 5 miles up the road to face their rival, the Millbrook Pioneers. The Pioneers come in this year with a record of 2-0. Your Eagles are 1-0 as they defeated Manassas Park last week at Manassas Park. Millbrook's the only team that's beaten the Eagles in the regular season in their last 31 games. They had a great game last year at the Felt, with Millbrook coming out on top, thwarting a Clarke comeback at the end. Clarke, as you know, went on to win the rest of their regular season games and advance to the state championships. Tonight looks to be another great battle. We'll have highlights, interviews, and more on the ClarkeCountySports.com Game of the Week.
I will.
It's Mo Murphy at the half. Millbrook leads 14-7. Clarke held a 7-0 lead. Millbrook came back and got 2 scores in the last 2 minutes to take a 14-7 lead. We'll be back with the second half on the ClarkeCountySports.com Game of the Week. It's Mo Murphy from Clarke County Sports. We're here with the Eagles quarterback Chris Davis after the loss to Millbrook. Tough game tonight. Chris, can you just talk a little bit about the game?
I guess the first thing that I just have to say is, it was a football game, right? All week we knew coming into it that it was going to be a tough game, that both teams are very good, and both teams are going to be successful this year, and it's going to be a hard-fought game. It was going to be a four-quarter game, and we knew that going into it, and that's exactly what it was. And I think we did a couple things that we beat ourselves in, and I would say the biggest thing for us right now is just to forget about this game because it's just a football game and focus on next week.
And you look at the score, it's really not as lopsided as it looks when you figure a couple of their scores were on big breakaways. I mean, you guys held them there for a while, and they broke it open towards the end. How'd this weather affect you? I know it was tough on me.
It was wet, definitely wet, but it was wet for both teams, right? We were playing in the wet and they were playing in the wet, so we really shouldn't have let it affect that much, and we made some mistakes and they didn't.
And you got Hanley coming up, your first home opening game. How you feel about that one?
We're all excited, but we got to have another big week, and we really got to get our heads screwed on right, and we just got to do the right things during practice.
Okay, well, you heard that from Chris Davis after they fell to Millbrook tonight and go to 1-1. We'll be at the Felt next week. It's Mo Murphy with Chris Davis. Thanks.
Thank you.
It's Mo Murphy from Clarke County Sports. We're here with Hunter Rogers after the tough loss in Millbrook. Hunter, I know it was a tough one out there tonight. Can you just talk a little bit about the game?
I don't think the score predicted how we played. I think we definitely played a great ball game. We were driving the ball down the field first quarter, scored on them real quick, shut them down a couple of times. They got a good couple outside plays where they bounced it out. It hurts a little bit. Savon's a great athlete, great player, dude. He's going to do big things in the future, but 2 fumbles, the 1 fumble I had, and they took that down and scored on it. That's big. We got to cut those mistakes out. I got to take responsibility for that, and then we fumbled again. And, I think they went down the field and scored again on the next fumble. So, 2 turnovers led to fumbles, so.
That's what I was saying to Chris. His score kind of really is misleading because a couple of their scores came on big breakaway long runs. Other than that, it was a pretty close, hard-fought battle in the trenches.
Yeah, I totally agree. 2 turnovers definitely killed us, but I think we fought. Both teams are good teams. Millbrook's going to go far this year, and I think this is only going to help us, like it did last year.
And I know it was tough on everybody with this humidity and everything. How are you feeling now? I know were you cramping up there a little bit?
Nah, I'm all right. I'm good now.
How about next week against Hanley, the first home opener at the Felt? How are you feeling about that?
Yeah, should be a good game. We should be able to dominate the O-line, the offensive line, defensive line too, if we just go in with their heads up and forget about this loss. I think we should be fine.
Okay, well, you heard that from Hunter Rogers. He had a touchdown tonight in the Eagles' loss to Millbrook. It moves them to 1-1. We'll be back at the Felt next week for the Hall of Fame game. It's Mo Murphy with Hunter Rogers.
Thank you.
It's Mo Murphy with head coach Chris Parker after the loss to Millbrook. Tough game tonight, Coach. Really, as I told the other guys, the score doesn't really tell the story as they had a couple breakaway long runs. Other than that, it was a hard-fought battle.
Very hard fought. They're a very good team. We knew going into the game it was going to be a tough contest. They have a lot of speed, gifted runners, and we didn't protect the ball twice, and that was a momentum shifter more than anything. We had opportunity to, the way we were getting chunks of yardage, to be able to keep moving the ball and maybe probably score, and that didn't happen. And then speed on the edge, like you were saying, that hurt us a couple times. But, it was a hot night, wet, very humid for both teams, and hard-fought battle. I expect them to go probably very deep into playoffs. And
can you just talk a little bit about Chris's first start at the helm?
Well, I thought, he does a good job there. A couple times I think he threw 1 pick. And just unfortunately, I think a couple of his passes, I don't know how many times we threw it, 5 or 6 times maybe, but he maybe overthrew people. But as it goes on, we just got to stay positive and correct mistakes and just keep repping it and repping it and repping it. And he's going to come around.
And I said first start. That was the first one for me. I missed last week, but so he did have a good game last week. How do you feel about Hanley coming up for the Hall of Fame game?
Well, they have a new attitude, new coach, head coach. We scoured them against Warren County, and they are improved. They have some athletes. We're going to have to be prepared to play. Like we told the guys here, we can't let this game beat us again with sloppy play or, having our heads down, which I don't think is going to happen. But it's our first home game. The place will probably be packed, and there's a lot of excitement in the air, and we'll have no choice. We have to bounce back.
I'm sure you will, Coach. It's Mo Murphy with Coach Chris Parker at Millbrook High School for the ClarkeCountySports.com Game of the Week. Thanks a lot, Coach. I'll see you next week.